Welcome to the Faith Snacks Podcast, bite-sized snacks to grow your faith. I am your host, Chris Adams. Thank you for joining me, and let's get in today's program. Have you ever heard the thought or the saying that nobody took Jesus' life, he laid his life down? Well, I want to share with you something that points to that in such a huge way that nobody took Jesus' life. Okay, let's look at John 18. John 18, 4 through 6 actually says that Jesus, therefore, knowing all things that would come upon him, went forward and said to them, "Who are you seeking?" Now, this is when the soldiers came to arrest Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. They answered him, saying, "Jesus of Nazareth." Jesus said to them, "I am he." And Judas, who betrayed him, also stood with them. Now when he said to them, "I am he," they drew back and fell to the ground. Right here, as the soldiers were coming to the garden to arrest Jesus, they asked which one was Jesus. Historians and experts tell us that there were somewhere between 300 and 600 soldiers that came to arrest one single man. When Jesus stepped forward to identify who he was, most Bibles translate this wrong. Did you know that? In the scripture that we were just talking about, it says that Jesus said, "I am he." The word "he" was added by the translators to make it easier to understand. But what Jesus really said? He said, "I am." Those two words, they're the same words that God used to tell Moses who he was at the burning bush. It's the same two words that he told Moses to use when Pharaoh asked who sent him. And it's those two words that Jesus spoke that knocked down the 300 to 600 soldiers. That's what the Greek says. But you know what? The Greek also says something else. You know, that phrase, "they drew back and fell to the ground." The Greek for that phrasing actually presents the idea that they were knocked down by a forceful power. That forceful power is the power of God. Jesus was making it evident and clear to everyone that none of those soldiers, not a single one of them, not all of them together, were coming to take him away. But he was willingly going with them. You know, it's like you ever watch something like Dragon Ball or a video game when someone throws one of these, supersonic power blast or whatever. It's the same thing, but Jesus did it with just the words, "I am." And all of those people hit the ground, kissed the floor because of the power of God. Jesus, his life was not taken from him. He laid his life down freely. And this portion of the scriptures, this little part of that story, clearly shows that. Thank you for joining me. If you'd like to stay in touch or get connected, you can find me online at www.chrisadams.com, and there you can find all the different social media networks I am on. Thank you for joining me again, and I will see you back here next time.